it's Lindsay. I'm gonna do a get lost in my thought for a minute there. It's so hot. I'm gonna do a Divine Partners reading, and I'll probably do the Aquarius reading right afterwards. I'm not gonna light the candle because, as I said, it's very, very hot. But I will do a little bit of a clearing. Again, it's blowing around because there's so many fans going on. Okay. As always, if any of these messages don't align for you, please take only what does and leave the rest. This is a group reading, so not every message is going to be for you. I ask that any and all messages that come through the cards come through with clarity and understanding for all those involved and for their highest good only at this time. You know, it's a hot day when I have 4 fans and the air conditioning struggling in the background. And also I'm sweating and I never sweat, so we're here. The card deck that I'm going to be using today is the Light Seekers Tarot. The Light Seekers. Okay, let's do a check-in with the Divine Partners and see what's happening. I did a little bit of a check-in reading earlier, but I wanted to kind of get back to it and see what is showing up for the Divine Partners at this time. What is showing up for the Divine Partners at this time? I feel like a lot of you are dropping in. This is the Divine Partners themselves. This is not, the masculine or the feminine. It is both. I feel like both parties are dropping into themselves, into their inner knowing. I did get a movement of energy down into the low stomach, so that usually indicates an awareness of connection, right? So Divine Partners, your connection or your main connection would be through the sacral chakra. And so I do get this kind of awareness of the cord. So when Divine Partners are connected, they are connected through a cord. You're connected through energetic cords to those in our lives who are important to us on a soul level. It is your choosing to honor that connection or disconnect from it. But there's definitely an awareness that's coming in right now, that energy fluctuation, particularly in the sacral chakra. Now, does it mean that you are just connected in the sacral chakra? Probably not. Probably if you are divine partners, truly divine partners, you're probably connected other ways. Most obviously the heart chakra, and then the minds, because your minds would run on a similar frequency. So let's talk about that. Let's expand divine partners. What is showing up in between the connection for them at this time? At this time. Oof. It's almost like eyes on the back is what I'm getting. Eyes on the back. So some of the divine partners, I'm getting the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is internal energy, internal conflict. Some of the divine partners may be experiencing others watching you, so outside parties, others having interest in your relationship, others having interest in your connections, and I'm definitely getting eyes on the back, people watching you, right? So this can just be people who are interested, you know, they see the connection between the two of you, and there's no negative connotations to it. But because this card also came up, I would say that, you know, there is this air of jealousy. So whether that is external to the partnership, so a third party, or internal to the partnership, one of the partners having kind of an air of jealousy, that energy is definitely showing up. And so the way it's showing up, it is tying down the energy. It is constricting the energy between the partners, because when you have an air of jealousy, that means that whoever is holding that is not fully seated within themselves, right? It's saying that I believe something can be taken from me. Something that I desire can be taken from me. And I also think that, you know, true divine partnership, true divine love, when it's held in its highest form, A, cannot be taken from you because it will always be with you. But B, it's the type of thing that can't be held in a closed fist. True divine love and divine partnership needs to be held with an open hand, because it's like holding with a closed fist is when you suffocate that, right? And so that's not the natural way of love, is to hold it so tightly that you can't learn and grow from it. Okay, so Two of Swords. I'm also getting with the crows that one of the partners may have people in their ears, you know, talking about the relationship, and not in the greatest way. So please keep an awareness that whoever is around with these kind of speaking, you know, negative connotations about the partnership or about the person in the partnership, it doesn't come from a healthy place. You know, people who are steadfast within themselves are usually not going to talk badly about others, and not just talk badly about others, consistently talk badly about others. So again, that can also come where this jealousy is coming in, especially around friendship. If there are friends around you who are jealous of your partnership and how you are spending time with someone, or how you are seeking to spend time with someone, that's where that comes in, is that bad talking. So just be very clear about, you know, recognizing where these types of comments are coming from. So we have the Four of Wands. Usually this is very much a celebratory card. I do think the way that it's coming through is a little too much partying. A little too much partying. That may be on both sides, but let's check in and see. Let's check in and see. It is giving a little bit masculine, so I am just going to say that. I do want to check in with the masculine first. We started with the masculine in the last reading, and if you haven't seen that one yet, please check that out. Partying is beautiful. Partying is cathartic. It can be an experience, right? But if you're using it to distract, that's not an experience, right? That's just a distraction. So just be aware of that. Also, there's something with other people influencing. Like we were saying, you know, people talking to you about the relationship. There's something with other people influencing bad behaviors around you. So if you find yourself around people, you know, say you are separate from your divine partner, and for whatever reason you find yourself gravitating towards people whose habits don't align with something that would be healthy for you, again, just look deeply into that, right? Especially if you are in an emotional place where you are hurting or you're feeling separation. Be very careful with who you're aligning yourself with. Okay, we're going to check in with Divine Masculine. The Moon. The Divine Masculine is thinking about his feminine. He's thinking about his feminine a lot, and he's thinking about his feminine in very deep, emotional ways. He's getting pulled under under the water. You see how she's getting pulled up under, and there's these two wolves. There's a black one and there's a white one howling at the moon. So there's two sides of thought happening for the divine masculine. This is, should I approach? Should I not approach if I am in separation? And that definitely is coming through in this reading right now for divine masculine. So you're getting into this deep emotional place. And in a way, it does feel like drowning, doesn't it? There is also something happening with the mouth. I don't know what it is, but it's almost like I'm getting a little smirk. Okay. It's almost like she'll come back. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Okay, divine masculine. She'll come back. She'll come back. Is she coming back? Because she's got it good right now. She's working, she's completing what she wants to do in her life, and she feels joyful. So here's the thing. If you are not showing up for yourself, if you are not working within yourself to match the energy of the divine feminine, and you're in this space like, oh, I know she'll come back. If she's doing that and she's up leveling, why would she come back? Why? So what do you have to offer her? If she offers all this to herself, divine masculine, what do you have to offer her? And that's the reality of the situation, right? You have to meet her where she is, and if she's up here, you got to meet her up here, right? It's not just that wishful thinking and getting into your emotions and thinking that you can bring her back to you through like sheer will. That's not going to happen. She's on her own business right now. Look at that. She's creating. She's happy. She's focused. She has the pentacles around her, and whether or not that money is growing, she's getting to somewhere where it will grow, right? And she's feeling joyful overall. 10 of Pentacles is also a wish fulfillment. It's getting everything you want. And so it's really being honest with yourself, divine masculine. And I think we talked about this a little bit in the last reading, like how do you hold a supernova? Can you hold a supernova? Because when the divine feminine gets onto that energy of creating and putting her creativity out into the world and really following her passions, you have to be able to hold that if you want to get close to her. You have to be able to learn how to hold a supernova. So you really have to look at yourself. Can I do that? Can you? I don't know. Divine masculine. What are we doing? We're getting very within our head. We're getting very within our head. We have the King of Pentacles. He's looking at his money. He's happy with his money. That's good. He's happy where he is at in his home. He has a home. He has his pet. He's satisfied, right? This is King energy. We like this energy, especially around money, because that means that you are stable, right? 7 of Cups. We're thinking of the options. We're thinking of how we're going to do this, how we're going to forge a connection, how we're going to make a connection. That's where we're at. Okay? So you've been making your money. You've been stabilizing yourself. That's what you want to be doing. Be careful, because under one of those bowls, there is a snake. So when you make your decision on how to proceed, be careful of that snake, because some of these bowls move upward. Some of them have ladders, but some of them have snakes, right? Let's keep checking in. I do want to check in a little bit more with the divine masculine. And I'm sorry if I'm rambling. It is hot, so I do get rambling. The sun. So divine masculine, you're getting success one way or another. Whether that's success by yourself or success in partnership, you are getting to success, right? And a lot of you, I think, are coming in with this energy specifically surrounding your goals and what you want to do in your life. You're finding that you're checking off one of your goals. Because I think what's happening here, if you are in separation, all that desire that you have for the divine feminine, all that growing that you're doing to cultivate a relationship between the both of you, on the path to that, you're checking off your goals, right? It's part of that desire to connect with the divine feminine. That same energy is achieving goals, is leveling up, because when you level up, you achieve your goals, right, divine masculine? Okay, let's check in with the divine feminine, then we're going to go deeper into the connection. Divine feminine. Oh, she's in her high priestess mode. So divine feminine is definitely doing a lot of channeling. She's not only channeling energy, creativity, she's channeling messages continuously. There's ways that she's being directed from higher powers, higher consciousness, whatever you want to call it. This is coming in for divine feminine, and it has been coming in frequently. It's coming in stronger now. So she's really kind of in that mode of keeping her peace and keeping to herself, because when you start receiving all those messages, when you start receiving all that energy, you really have to learn how to ground yourself, right, divine feminine? You have to, because you have no other option. Okay, divine feminine, where are we? Divine feminine. There we are. And much in the way that we were talking about the masculine with Seven of Cups making a choice, the divine feminine is also being pushed towards a choice to forego some of her creative projects, which you see this kind of like sadness taking over her, and move on with other ones in order to move on the path. So things that she thought she would create now and or soon, divine feminine, you have to move along and make the best choice for you now, which may not be completing those things that you really wanted to this year, right? So I had a writing project this year that I really, really wanted to get published, and I am moving towards something that may be more aligned for me, right? So it's not always in the way that you think it's going to arrive. And I know down the road, for me, that maybe that will get published, or it'll get published in a different format, or it'll get shared. Somehow it's going to get shared. But the refocusing is where we are at, divine feminine. The refocusing. Anything else for divine feminine? Yeah, Ace of Wands. Your mind is on fire. Your mind is on fire. You are a burning fire, divine feminine. You have so much you want to do, so much you want to accomplish. There's your supernova right there. There's your supernova. Anything else for divine feminine? Oh, it's hot. It's hot. I can't wait till I can open the windows and get a cross breeze going in here, but it's still like 100 degrees outside. So I've never seen my thermometer on my car hit 102, and it did today. So we're staying inside. Eight of Swords. Okay, there's something else happening here with the divine feminine, and I think part of that is like moving on from your goals, moving on from what you thought you were going to be doing at this time. It's that emotional restriction. It's that anger and or agitation and or sadness that is like, well, I should have been doing this, I should have been doing that. No, you should be doing what you are being told to do at this moment. We can't go back on the path and be like, oh, I should have done this way. Who is that serving? It's not serving anybody. All you can do is move forward one step at a time and go towards what is currently aligned for you, because you are being led on a path that is predestined for you. And it is not something that's created by your mind, right? It's created by your spirit. It's created by the higher consciousness within you, divine feminine. And don't let all that kind of past weighted heaviness holds you back, because we're beyond that, right? We're beyond that now. We're going. And once you start going, you can't stop. Temperance. And also, you have to move at a steady pace. It's not a look before you leap thing. It's a 1 foot at a time thing. You know, you see how he has the infinity, the moon, and the sun. 1 foot at a time. Darkness, light, darkness, light. It's the balancing and understanding of all parts of yourself, Divine Feminine, in order to propel yourself forward. Okay, let's check in with the connection. I wish I could light this candle. I love this candle. It matches so well with the full aesthetic we have going here, but it's too hot and something might catch on fire. The connection between divine partners, the connection between divine partners. There's definitely a heart pull happening here. It's very, very intense. It's almost like breathtaking is what I'm getting. So I do think that you feel each other in the heart space. You feel each other at night. You feel each other when you're not doing other things. This is especially true if you are in separation, but even if you are not, there's that heart space connection. There's also this desire to hold hands, which I'm getting. Holding hands, like a very simple gesture, a very intimate gesture, but it's almost childlike, right? It's like when you get your first crush and you hold hands with them and you're like nervous, right? And everybody's giggling and it's lighthearted and it's childlike. It's free. Holding hands, wanting to hold hands. So if you are in separation with your partner or you have not met your divine partner yet, I almost want you to picture holding their hand, right? Picture what that would feel like to hold the hand of your divine partner. And I mean like the weight, their fingers, what that's going to feel like, what that's going to look like. Picture the image in your mind. It's traversing the waves. So if you are in separation, it's traversing the waves of separation. And some of that is going to require hermiting. When you are traversing the waves of separation, when you're traversing the waves of yourselves, even if you aren't in separation, it does require that alone energy to understand fully. Because only in pulling back from the world, can we fully understand ourselves. The Emperor knows who he is fully. The Emperor is Aries energy. Okay, we are going to do a Lavish Earth deck. Where is my Lavish Earth? Is it in here? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yep, it's in here. We're going to do a crystal for the divine partners. We're going to do a crystal for our couple. Crystal for the divine partners at this time, right off the bat. Third eye agate. Okay, so this is interesting because agate is an earth stone that is a root-based stone, but then you have the third eye aspect to it. So it says, third eye agate stimulates the imagination and helps transform abstract ideas into reality. Welcome in new ideas and inspiration. No limits is what magical third eye agate says. The beautiful thing about agate is that it keeps you firmly grounded while you imagine and dream and conspire. You have the perfect combination of practicality and wild excitement. The words at the bottom say imagination, inspiration, ideas, and limitless. And the quote around the edge says, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Perfect. As usual. I thank you all for joining me on this hot day. Please stay cool. Please take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your pets. Again, my name is Lindsey Rose. This is Storyteller Tarot. If you are interested in a reading, please check out the description. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I wish you all well.